Welcome to In a Minute. I'm Robin Heiskell, and this is a video series that's exploring the book of the Bible, Matthew, the first book of the New Testament, one chapter a day, 5 days a week. Today, we're in chapter 20. Matthew chapter 20 begins with a parable told by Jesus. And actually, it's a continuation of his conversation with his disciples at the end of chapter 19. And it's an explanation of his statement about the first being last and the last being first. This interesting parable is not really about wages, workers, or even fairness. It's about God's sovereignty and generosity. The landowner represents Christ, and the vineyard represents the work of the church in this world. And in the context of all of Matthew, we see the workers with the contract are Israel. They had been given the law and the covenant of the Old Testament. The other laborers hired later are the Gentiles, who would be made equal with the Jewish people through Christ's salvation. But like all of Jesus' parables, there are many layers of truth to be discovered. By human standards, many people who have little hope of greatness and seem last, through the grace of God, achieve much wisdom and prove to be a significant player in God's plan. This parable is a reminder that God is in charge, not us. Even Jesus' own disciples had to learn that the measure of greatness in the kingdom of God is not position or power, it's service. The request via the mother of James and John and the other 10 disciples' indignation toward them shows that they were still earthly minded and had not yet fully grasped God's plan of salvation that Jesus had just told them about. As Jesus continues his journey to Jerusalem, he and the crowd pass by 2 blind men. When these men were made aware that it was Jesus passing by, they cried out for him using the messianic and royal title, Son of David. And it's interesting that the blind men could see exactly who he was. Jesus desires for us to come to a full understanding of who he is and how he wants to be involved in our lives. So he put it all in his word. By spending time in prayer with him and in his word, we can see. But don't take my word for it. Read it for yourself.